and then like the big bet at the end is going to be, okay, you, the guy who's betting against, gets to pick a player on the field and pick a random number. And then my girlfriends got to call the same number in order for me to win the bet, like really crazy bet. But what they had done leading up to that moment is they put the number 55 in front of him, like they planted it everywhere he went in the last 24 hours. So he was seeing it in the architecture, he's seeing it on signs. He actually saw the dude wearing the jersey. You know, he had seen him like going to the stadium, right? So they're just like planting the seat. What does this sound like? Impressions, right? That's what they did to this guy, so much so that his subconscious like couldn't pick nothing else than the number 55, which was ultimately, you know, what they were seeking for. So the reason why I'm telling you this is, so this appears to be a really shitty campaign. You know, like it's not because of these numbers. Like that's okay because it's a small audience, but nobody's really clicking on it. And you know, and therefore it's like it's not really doing really well. But I like step back. Well, first of all, I don't really want to be spending this money. Like, I need to be doing something right now to just like keep the because we're in a place where like I don't know what our next steps are. We haven't like figured out like what we're doing to really, you know, create a major call to action. But I want the brand to be like out there right now, so people are seeing it. If they're not clicking on it, I'm just not getting paid or charged for it. I'm kind of okay with that. Like, I'm glad that I'm not spending money here. And when I do figure out what other things I want to do, I got the seed planting campaign now that's working for me. That's like reminding people that we're interested because they've been to the site. Keep in mind, this is my retargeting campaign. They've been to the site. I'm staying in their mind. Now I know that I'm going to do something next. Like I'll hit another campaign. So I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this being the way that it is. Now, some of the things that I'm not okay with is I don't have enough traction in any area to really start turning things on or off because it's like not significant numbers for me to go, oh, clearly this headline is working better with this image. So I'm going to run it for longer. And then I want to say, and then just like, yeah, so I don't have any kind of information on like, was this creative, you know, is it working at all? There's just not enough numbers. But it's helpful for me, like I know that I can just run this a little bit longer because it's not eating into my budget, and I know that I'm creating impressions because people are seeing it. And I know a couple of you guys did see it. But so that's kind of like the pros and cons. I'm running this for a while. Like I'm really happy with like where this is. At some point I will have enough data to say, okay, that ad did better with that picture, and then we'll do another campaign, something different than this, you know, to keep impressions going. So but my point of this is like sometimes the answer is not so obvious. Like I'm happy that I have a cheap way to get impressions out right now with people that have already gone a little bit further with me in this brand. I'm super happy that I'm not spending that much money to kind of take them to the next step. Does that make sense? Yeah, I don't know what that was. So the only other thing that I can do here too, so I'm gonna, she said, remember when I was like setting it up and they were like, you're gonna bid $7 to get a click? I was like, what is that? There's no way we're really. No, they're not always that high. Like so, and part of what's happening too, so the only other thing that I can do to this right now is so basically Facebook could be saying, look, this company's not a big spender. They're only willing to pay $5 a day in any one of these AdSense, which is $45 a day, but I'm still not big spending, right? I could bump all these up to like 10 or 20 to see if they start serving it up a little more, to see if I get more of the data. And I probably would be paying a lot less once I'm like, you know, they're serving it up more, now it's getting seen more, it's getting more clicks, remember costs kind of go down once you're kind of performing well. But right now, because it's like limited budget, you know, they're really not doing too much. They're like probably throwing me a moment at 4 a.m. in the morning, which I did notice, by the way. I did get like some cool new likes on the site, and they were like 4:30 in the morning, you know, kind of like, you know, people can't sleep sort of stuff. So those are the only two things that I can do. Like I probably will do this. So I'll just do it so then I can get something to talk about and track this for next week. I'll move this up to like 10 or 20 because I know I'm not going to spend it. I know based on this, I know I'll never hit that, so I'm not worried about it. But it will trigger something with Facebook. Ooh, they're willing to spend a little bit more. Let's try to serve it up more. But keeping in mind, there's only about 800 people in this bucket that's been to my site. And that 800 people, other people, they're matching other qualifying demographics. And so Facebook's making this decision every day, whose ad's gonna be seen by that person. So I'm not being that competitive right now, you know, my little tiny budget, but I'll try it and we'll see if I can get together and look at it. So, is there any thoughts, questions on that? I wanted just another kind of view of like what could be successful or why you would continue to do it. It's not always just cut and dry, we didn't get clicked or did we get clicks, because essentially retargeting and in your feed is kind of more for awareness. I don't really have a strong call to action. You know, I would be surprised if I wasn't getting clicks. A couple, but you know, it is what it is.
Is this each one out per day?
Which do you mean?
It's like I don't really know how to read this.
So I set up basically 3 buckets that all 3 different call to actions, but I changed the creative to have 3 different images with 3 different headlines. So there's essentially 27 different versions of 3 sort of ad sets. So that's what this is. And then I'm like in each ad group, so there's 3 ads in each one of these things, each one of those.
Hello.
That's kind of tricky.
Mark retrograde's done.
Does it, when it lists them there, does it keep the ad groups together, or do you have to figure out this pledge one ad
So
another?
it's like it's putting the ones like it's in order of like reach and clicks. Like
So it's
but I have to click into it so to actually see which ad is clicked. Because keep in mind there's 3 ads in there. So the one that was clicked, or the 2 that was clicked in the set was the one with the generic no set, because I did like a male, female, and one that had like no people in it. And that actually is the one that's clicked. Again, not significant enough for me to go, oh, well, clearly that's the one that's gonna, you know,
What is significant enough?
I mean, my audience is about 800 people, really. So I would want a good cross section of that. I'd probably want like 30% of that. 10% because it's so limited might be, you know, at the point like, okay, representing 10% of my audience, okay, then I can make some decisions about creative, but like I'm not even able to post that right now. So
I asked about the days because I was wondering if you were able to, if there was a way that you could tell like what time of day,
yeah,
the
so
days were more popular.
absolutely. So I can go into go further into the analytics and see where they're clicking, and I could maybe turn that would be another thing that I could do from the stage. I'll try to do something like that so I can give you guys more feedback on that. So I could like change the schedule and not let Facebook serve it up all the time and get more competitive and like coordinating times if I wanted. I could do that. I personally feel I don't have enough to like start making changes. Like I still like I want to get some more numbers in here and then make changes. The only thing and to get more numbers to get them to serve it up more, the first thing I'm going to do is up this budget to get them to serve it up more, and then I might start making doing some of those things. So, any other thoughts on that? Probably not what you expected me to say, but I just wanted to plant the seed that sometimes something that's working is not always it's not always obvious why it's working. Huh? Yeah, that's it. Out of so essentially that is 80 out of 800 people. That is 10%. That is 10%. Yeah. But
you're saying that the ads, like when they have, when you go on Facebook, they say like this budget will reach this many people per day. You want.
But this is a retargeting. I know exactly how many people because I can look at my analytics and from the day that we launched the site, I know exactly how many people have visited my site. So it's not. I'm not using Yeah. You want to ask that question at the end? Okay, so keep asking the questions. Okay.
People to the website.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
significant for them. So you can look at it two ways. I could say, well, I do pay about $1 to the community.
Mm-hmm.
So to get 5,000 people who want to live $5,000. I don't know.
Well, when they give you that estimate, when you type in all your demographic information, they give you that estimate and you type in your daily budget, it's going to say, based on your budget and based on the group that you're trying to target, you expect to reach about this many people. Yeah. So then, and you want to get 1,300, and then what's the number you want?
That's what they said when I typed in the budget. This average 1,300 people a day, and you double it, you know, you're getting 20.
Yeah.
So I didn't quite know how to make the leap from like that data into the budget.
Well,
Like I could go look at it. Look at two ways.
So you can see there. Yeah, there's more than 2 ways, but so that's kind of giving you an that's going to give you an estimate, and it is only an estimate. It's not guaranteed, right? What's kind of guaranteed is the own performance, the performance of your own ad. So once you start running and you like multiply that number, well, based on what we're getting and what we just spent, we're going to have to spend, $7,000 to get that 5. Yeah.
That's why
I mean, you can kind of say, hey, this is what Facebook's saying, but it's all about how well our ads are going to perform with them, so let's run it, I still think like 10 days, before you, yeah. So they were giving you a bid that says, and then, you're saying Facebook was higher than average. It's possible that could happen because why could it happen? Because timing, there's more people bidding in one area or the other, driving the cost up. So it's possible. In most cases, Facebook's a little bit cheaper, but it happened. It's like, it's a real thing. It's like, who's bidding on this now? It's like driving that cost. So that's what the trial would be, All right. Any other questions on this before we? I'll keep tracking this. So like Wednesday, I'll kind of give an update, and I'll give an update on Monday. So kind of give more insight of like what steps I take to kind of watch it. Is that good? So, all right. So like I said, tonight is a little bit of an interesting strategy, and I'm not doing very well, so I'm going to try to get through it fast, but there's some good stuff here, but it's a lot. So some objectives, we understand the digital display advertising landscape. We're going to talk about ad exchanges, like where do you actually buy display ads. We're going to tackle that piece a little bit. Understand how to evaluate or set up affiliate programs, more LinkedIn, and how to set up an advertising campaign. Describe best practices on Twitter and how to set up an advertising campaign. There's less time here because very similar to the Facebook and more time up here. And hopefully some time for questions. So display advertising, we know what it is. It's gone through many evolutions from time websites. When we started to see ads on websites, so display is always graphic. It's usually graphic. I do just graphic all the time. And it shows up in many different forms. So it could be dynamic, meaning like the graphics will change, a little bit. Might be like serving up different ads based on what geo area you came in from, or I've got to the site or just kind of random. It can be native. We'll talk a little bit more about what that is. Native in terms of it's advertising, but it's not looking like advertising. It's a little editorial. It's stuck in like other editorial stuff, so it doesn't feel like advertising. Or it's like sponsored content. Talk about that. It can be a pop-up, super annoying pop-up advertising something. It could be a sidebar. It could be a video. Or it could be, little banners like we've seen. Right. So, and where are they? It's a website, blog, apps, and games. So, display the awareness channels, kind of just like what I just talked about my own campaign. It's like, it is creating awareness, but like, it's not typically driving a lot of clicks. It's really that, like, you're leaving some impression and the potential consumer mind that, like, when I do need this, when I am ready to buy it, oh, that brand stands out. This is what I'm going to go do. Their own efforts themselves, and they should say more of this, by the way. So there's not a lot of transparency in this space. Like, there's so much like, what the hell am I buying, and like, really, where is it going, and how well is it doing? It's just like, this will evolve so much in the next couple of years. They can't promise places to never do that, but there are networks will say, yeah, the banner had the average click-through rate of the banner was just like so that's just a little bit of perspective, more like double click is Google's kind of ad network. So when I say like this, like an area that's sort of up for disruption, like it's been like a long time. It's like there's a lot of like there's a huge lawsuit right now, a $7 billion lawsuit against some of these ad exchanges about they're having to prove that when they charge customer for impression, that it's actually a human impression and not just a bot impression. And you've got, so I should I'll post for you, but like a $7 million ad lawsuit, like it's happening right now, and it's long overdue. But everybody knows that, and they're all trying to work towards doing something better, like Facebook and some of like the social ad buy, like they're kind of leading the charge on that. Just even this week, I don't know, from LinkedIn about they updated their platform to buy ads and a little bit more transparent than these and like headline reporting, they're really trying to do better here. So it's in better in terms of like really making sure that the ads go where the target is, and you know where it is, you see exactly where it was placed, it's relevant, and it's trustworthy, and it looks good too. So like a lot of times, this is why I say never set up, you go to search ads and AdWords don't like click and do the same like search ad you do it for display, because it gets like weird format, and like we've all been like on a game on our iPad or our phone, and there's weird ads, they don't look right, like they just crap, it doesn't look like it belongs. And like the evolution of this is to make everything more creative, like to like have apps and search in mobile and apps on mobile, like very strategic spaces and design elements that like accommodate a really good ad, like feels like it belongs there and it's not like interrupted. So what is this space like? So there's a lot of terminology, and we're going to watch a cute little video to sort of like sum it up. Not how cute it is. So here's what different things are. So there's the ad networks, and the ad networks basically have exclusive inventory with publishers. So they, there might be specific ad networks for industry. This is the car industry ad network, and they represent certain publishers. Publishers being a site like BuzzFeed that has lots of space for advertising, right? And then, and there's two types of ad networks. You can have ad network horizontals, and you can have ad network verticals. Horizontal, I don't know why this is, why one is horizontal, why don't they just say transparent, I don't know. But, so horizontal is a not transparent, meaning it's like Google AdWords, where you can like say, well, I want to serve it up to this demographic, but it's not coming back to you and going, okay, fine, you're going to be on BuzzFeed, and you're going to be on this app, and you're going to be on anything else, US News, all this stuff. It's not going to return that. It's not telling you exactly what it is. It's just going, hey, this is the target demographic you want to reach. We're going to put it out to these places that we think this target demographic goes to. Okay, and then the verticals are vendors that are 100% transparent about the inventory you're purchasing, where it's going to run. Obviously, you're going to pay review for that, you know? So those are a little bit more limited. And you'll know right away, like if you get in and you start to do this display advertising. First of all, most of us, how we get into it is as we get to learn about our client, our target demographic, and see where they're going, or we're doing more of like the influence targeting, and we start to see some stuff, and go, damn, I wish I was there. That's how you start to find out kind of, oh, okay, who manages that ad? Is it like, can I buy it right from the publisher? You know, do I look down Twitter and see, okay, I have to go through this ad network? That's typically how we kind of come up, find these things, or we do very specific searches. Beauty network, beauty ad networks, like we use our like industry just to find the ones that specialize in what we're doing. So ad networks, okay, then there's what's called an ad exchange. The ad exchange is the technology platform that facilitates buying and selling of the advertising inventory. Whose prices are determined through bidding from multiple ad networks. This approach is technology driven as opposed to old buyers and ad agencies actually bidding on things and negotiating price. So just so sometimes in ad network there's lots of evolutions of this type of like company or agency. Some may have their own ad exchange. Some may be using somebody else's. There's no real like. You just kind of read like when you get one of these sites like what's their offering, like what are they doing, who are they working with for their partners. And then there's ad servers. So the ad server is the technology platform that hosts and serves display ads and built-in reporting. So AdWords would be a type of ad server. So essentially, ad server is nothing more than a self-serve sort of ad network. So it's like allowing you to go in and do the bidding, but also place the ads and then have a reporting of reports on the back end. So it's like kind of consider this like self-serve. And if that wasn't enough terminology, you're going to have 2 more sheets of it. So then we can talk about here are these weird acronyms in the space. We have the SPs and the demand-side platforms, but the online platforms that make it easier for advertisers to buy, display advertising on multiple ad exchange networks. So basically, another technology. It's kind of like stock exchange. That'd be like a good way to sort of think about it. Like there's different, there's New York exchange, there's different stock exchange. There's different demand-side platforms that take all the ad networks and sort of allow you to bid on all the ads in the space. It's really technology. It's kind of. Then there's the major global, huge ad agencies of the world. They've created their own space, their own DSPs. They're called APs, and it's the agency created us. So there's private DSPs that work within or for an advertising agency to buy and optimize media campaigns on ad exchange, ad networks, and other inventory sources. Sound fun? Is fun? A little landscape here. And then supply-side platforms is a platform that makes it easier for publishers to manage and sell their inventory and multiple ad exchange networks. So if you're a publisher, so if you're creating a site like BuzzFeed, like your whole business model is going to be about making money through some affiliates or like clicks through your ads. Like you're looking for a supply-side network, so you can list like you can tell them like what's your inventory, like what space do you have, you give them all your demographics, how many people are visiting the site, who are they. And then once you're working with any of these. And so this is not small business stuff. I mean, we're talking like 10,000 plus a month kind of budgets. And I'm going to kind of break down, what will trigger you to know who you're talking to, like how expensive they are. I did include, there's one of the resources in the box is a link to a Quora discussion with some ad networks that say they can actually work with a budget of $500 a month. So that's helpful maybe for small business. But most of them, they want you to have like 10,000 plus even talk to you. And so once you're working with them, like some of the other things that they're charging for, they're gonna like get in there and like and talk about optimizing your creative and take more of a role in creating that and figuring out what the keywords are and images and stuff. So just more of the old ad agency side of the creative. And then they'll also talk about how they're really good. They're going to be transparent about how they're verifying like where the ad and stuff is going. So that's another layer that makes it more expensive. So additional layer of technology for each display campaign, the percentage of ads that are viewable to the end user. So this is really reporting what specific websites did it run on, or the ads displayed in correct geographic area. Was your ad placed next to questionable content? Happens all the time. That good stuff. And then you have the DMPs. Those are the data management platforms that make the data available for other ad technology companies to utilize. So lots of stuff like is happening through the DMPs. So remember when I was talking about Facebook and I said that they're actually using outside sources to sort of figure out like our behavior. Like, are you a person that just had a baby? Are you a person that donates and stuff? This is where they're getting that kind of information. There's like just entities that all they're doing is sort of like collecting buying habits and things, and they're sharing it across these platforms to give a little bit more insight on the likelihood of somebody doing something or buying something, clicking through. And then there's just data suppliers that collect and compile and sell online and offline customer data. Like, this is just something to sort of look for when you're dealing with somebody. Like, do they do that? How are they doing that? How ethical are they about doing that? Definitely out there. So kind of to summarize it, if there's a way to summarize all those like definitions, is so if you're going to try to find a place to put display ads other than just using Google AdWords. You can go direct to the publisher, and we're going to go through the pros and cons of like kind of each one of these. So, you go to a site, man, my target demographic must be hanging out here. I'm looking at the comments, they love this. I see what they're doing on their social profiles. Like, I got to get in here somehow. You go direct to them and try to negotiate a deal for some advertising. You can go right to the ad networks that are very specific, industry specific, or are dealing with certain publishers only, and you'll see that when you start looking at like, oh God, I wish I was here. My biggest competition is advertising here. How can I knock them off? And you'll go down like in the footer and you'll see like ad buy, and it will either be going through them and it has their email, or it will say contact this person, and it's like you're going into an ad network. And then the ad exchange, like a lot of times ad exchanges are affiliated with more to do it yourself, like they're just all aggregated, like all of the different inventories are out there for you to go down. Again, make it transparent or not. In these two areas, in these last two, so the other differentiations are what technology, what other things are they actually offering to? Are they offering the ability to get transparent about where it's going? The reporting, because there's some old ad networks that like they don't have their own reporting. Like they're like you got to get it from some other third party. So you just have to like read, like if you come across something, like what exactly are you offering? Like this is kind of a messy Wild West space a little bit, but it is getting better. And then in terms of like how do you buy these, how do you buy display ads? So there's typically like 3 ways. So obviously you can take the cost per click, cost per impressions, this is a really big lawsuit that's happening here. And then there's cost per action, which we haven't really talked about, but we're going to talk about tonight about affiliate programs. audience. So those are the ones like from a celebrity time. That we only pay somebody once we don't pay them just because they drove somebody to the site. We pay them once they bought something, and then they get a percentage of that. And then working with the networks, like I said, there's always like fees to get started, set up, creative, review, reporting, and rule of thumb. So if you're like digging around, like you're starting to research something for a client or for your own company, and you look by the industry, again, ad networks for restaurants, ad networks for travel, whatever, ad exchange for travel companies. When you hit the site and they immediately want to like, can we talk to you? Or like they're asking for, like they're pushing human interaction, they're the expensive one. But that's just kind of a rule of thumb. Like if they're wanting to get you on the phone, that's going to be more of a distance one. As opposed to like, oh, there's some things you could do it yourself, you don't really need us, like then there might be some like cheaper ad buys, but cheaper is not always better in this case. You might just be buying swampland and some bad supply of your state. So you don't want to do that. What else? And this is what's ridiculous, you just have like 8 to 50% of the media buy. Like some of this stuff, like the influencer stuff, like getting someone to like tweet, like it's like outrageous cost because they don't really know where to price it. And, like the range of like what you're paying on top of your media buy is pretty wide. Another area, research on 8%. So like you're buying advertising, like so you're buying like the actual like ad space, but you're paying these companies a percentage of that buy. So if you're buying, $5,000 worth of advertising, and it's 10% of your buy, then you're paying them like $500. And what I'm saying is it's all the way forward in terms of what it is. It's not, there's no industry standard. It's not being governed. It's like it truly is simply the stock. So now we play a video that. Maybe just a little bit more articulate, explaining this than I may be right now. You guys just noticed that the first time I've ever watched a video in here right now. I just figured it out. It only took me the whole course. And that's your report. Well, I only had this computer. But it only took me the whole course. Alright.
Future ready fit? Are you future ready? This is a 2012 guide to the digital display market. To give some perspective, we need to go back to see how media was traded online from the very start. Back then, there was an advertiser, or an agency representing an advertiser, who would buy ad space on a website. The website owner was known as the publisher. The buying and selling of ad space was initially just direct. This ad space was appropriately named inventory. The currency which was created from this inventory was impressions. The advertiser or agency bought impressions in the thousands. They then created the ads and filled the space. As time went on, publishers began to create thousands of web pages which led to millions and billions of unsold inventory. This gave rise to a new set of companies called the ad network. The ad network acted as a sales representative or broker, buying unsold or remnant inventory from the publisher. They applied technology, aggregated the audiences, and sold packaged inventory on to the buyer, making it easier for them to target who they wanted. Barriers to entry for the ad networks were relatively low, and after some time an issue arose. There were lots of ad networks. In fact, hundreds of competing business models that were trading inventory in different ways. This made it hard for everyone, as they had to deal with lots of different companies looking for the best price to buy and sell their inventory. It also meant that advertisers could be buying the same audience more than once. There was a desperate need for more efficiency, which gave rise to a brand new business model called the ad exchange. The ad exchange created an opportunity for the buyers and sellers to trade audiences rather than inventory in the thousands. Sellers would make their audiences available on the platform. Buyers could then pick their audience and bid on them. The winner of the bid could now have their ad in front of the right audience at the right time. So, impressions could now be bought in two ways: the ad network, where it was aggregated and packaged up, and the ad exchange, where there was the opportunity to buy a specific audience. Both buy and sell side saw a massive opportunity here to increase efficiency and use technology to help the process of buying and selling. Some agencies created their own proprietary agency trading desk or invested in demand-side platforms, which gave them the ability to trade on the ad exchange efficiently and in real time, using data to influence their decision-making. So, that's the buy side. What about the sell side? Some publishers sold directly on the exchange. Others invested in a group of companies called sell-side platforms, which optimize the selling points for the publisher. The promise of this new workflow is exciting, but let's not forget about the ad network. The ad networks are still a convenient way to buy and sell media. If anything, there's now a new opportunity for them to buy and sell on the ad exchange, leveraging their offering. These systems work with data. The more advertising that is brought through these platforms, the more data is gathered and the more intelligent the systems will become. It's an exciting time. As a marketer, it's important to figure out where you fit and what data you can leverage to take advantage of real-time advertising.
What was the ATD? What was what? The ATD. Ad trading desk. Agency trading desk. That's not confusing at all. I know. See if I would say this to the last. Even with her sophisticated accent, it wasn't easy for you to understand. Speaking from the, okay. I seriously cannot believe that I just make that transition on the last one. All right, cool. Okay. So thoughts, questions, nice face, facial expressions. I'll take those. A little confusing. But you don't, I don't think that the takeaway is like totally understanding the terminology. It's just like when you go to like, okay, we want to do some display ads, like knowing that not all places to buy are equal, and there's opportunity for smaller budget things, but most of the space is for 400 to 500 companies adding this big ad budgets. So this is a slide. This is a slide of just like brand names in the space. And again, like I think it's more important like when you are going to go and like okay, we're going to do some display ads. If you don't take you'll find it through the influencer route. They'll come up. I'm telling you. Like when you start to like track influencers and you see like types of sites that that they're talking about or whatever, you'll start to see like, hey, this would be a really good place for me to do some advertising, put display on that. And even better, there's agencies now that are just doing like native ads buys for space, so we're going to talk about that. But more important than the brands, I think, is just being able to like type in display ads for car industry and then like see what comes back and do a little bit of homework. Okay, what's this company, what are they offering? So, pretty big space. So kind of just breaking down just a little bit more like how do you buy from these different types of places where you can put the ads. So the good old publisher, so this is kind of the buy direct opportunity. Not all of them will let you. There might be associated with an ad network, but if you can, obviously, the pros to this is you know what you're getting in the direct relationship with the publisher. Typically higher quality inventory. So you're seeing exactly what you might be able to say like, oh, I want it to be next to this one space or this article that you're doing or this evergreen piece that you don't change. Like I want to sponsor that. So there's higher quality in terms of like, you're getting kind of exactly what you want or what you're considering doing content. Depending on the site you're targeting, you may You may have lower spend than minimums going through the publisher. You're able to leverage context, so like, again, knowing like what you're going next to, know a little bit more about that. And you'll have to, the cons though would be, so you'll have to utilize the in-house tracking. So you're, like in this case, like when you're buying your own publisher, they typically don't have their own like portal on the back end that's going, okay, here's how many times people clicked on your ads. You know, they might run a report and send it to you. So I have but you should always check it. So before me, my client at Saugers got himself into this deal with this company called Multiview, and they manage like publishing sites like in home and gardens around like this garden.com site, and in a dynamic ad space on the cover, and they keep giving me reports showing like bogus amounts of clicks, and I'm like, when I gave them the new creative, I put custom URLs on it so I know it's going into a campaign area. I see everything, and it's not aligning at all. To the point, I'm like, are they this stupid? Because it's dynamic. Is he providing me a report on everybody that's in that space? Like, I keep trying, you know. Anyhow, so it's like, my point is never trust. Like, you'd always want in this situation to like be tracking it yourself and like looking at it and knowing if it actually throws. You're going to do a little bit of extra work to like set that up. Not much. It's custom URL. Okay. You guys follow me on that? I just got that email last week too from this company. Look, I know there were issues in the beginning of it, like not vouching, but yeah, there's still issues. It doesn't even come close. Like, and it's not like our analytics we set up wrong. It's like it is what it is. Like, it's not driving as much. Okay, so that's buying direct from the publishers. So now talking about buying from the ad networks. Some pros here. Activated inventory from multiple publishers, so they can kind of come back and say, hey, here's all the things that we could buy for you, here's all the opportunities, you can kind of check them out and look at them yourself. So they're typically segmented by demo, demographic, and interests, may offer better targeting than direct. Easier to create sales, so like once you're working sort of with a graph here, and you're like, okay, well, let's get, like, we'll do a couple, like, we'll advertise on a couple publishers, we'll see how that performs, and, like, we know that we're in the right bucket, we'll add, like, 3 more, 6 more, whatever we mean by that. And your price gets more, the more you buy, obviously, the more competitive it gets. If you ever bought old advertising, I actually did a lot of that back in my agency days, print advertising. They're always throwing in, like, you know, little cheap ads here and there, so, like, the more you do, the more they're and again, for here, it can be transparent or not. So, through ad network. So you gotta read that. Like, they'll tell you right away. You'll know right away when you get on site. Like, we are the publisher for these 12 companies, or we do a massive buy spread out over 100 different places we can put ads. You'll know right away the language. And if you don't, you just ask. It's like, hey, will I be able to see exactly where it's going and make a decision to get it? The ones that are transparent, they cost more. So then there's the ad exchange. So buying from the ad exchange is kind of, more of this sort of self-serve where it's like looking at all the ad networks. It's a massive piece. Like DoubleClick is Google's ad exchange. But it's let's say, so it's like so AdWords is an ad exchange in itself, but DoubleClick's just going a little bit broader. There's more things on there. So you can actually go through that as a self-serve, or you can hire like a company that goes through DoubleClick themselves and offers you a little bit of guidance. So, so the ad exchanges are going to have massive amounts of inventory. There's a lot more stuff in an ad exchange. It's like representing several different networks. So inventory is actively trading and auctioning. And yeah, I remember that part. So it's live, it's changing. Like you can like go in and get an estimate, and then the next day it's a little bit different because more companies are aggressively bought ad space up or changing their buy. Frequently able to add third-party data to target by demographic. So this is like there is a little bit more like input in, input out, like you can do. It's more of, again, the self-serve kind of, you know, there's some technology usually associated to an ad exchange where you can like target a little bit more demographic information. Lowest cost inventory, least transparent, and may not be brand safe. You know what I mean by that? Brand safe. You know?
Is that what you're saying? Like, you might have a competitor right next to you.
Could be a competitor next to you. It could be set up next to something not favorable. You know, pornographic. You know, anything. I mean, you know, and it, brand safety, like, do you really want to be there? You know, in a brand new, like a brand new company should probably not be doing a non-transparent display ad buy. Like, you just don't know. This is like this is like Pepsi or Coca-Cola. Do they care? You know, further down the line, JCPenney still cares, but like a company that, you know, their brand is the brand. Like, do they care? Like, they probably do to a certain extent, but they're just like wanting to be everywhere and will allow them to happen. The insurance companies are probably a little bit like that. So the demand side platform offers the ability to buy across exchanges. So when you see that, like, that's just another like level of agitation, like pulling all the ad exchanges to look at inventories that are available. So it looks like
Why would somebody use it though if it's not brand safe?
Why would they use it? Just for aware? I mean, they've got lots of money. They just want to be everywhere. Like, their goal is
not
like,
right about being brand safe.
they may not be. There's some brands that don't care. Like, if you don't really have a brand, like, what if you're marketing like some scanny diabetes sort of like, you know, plan, like, which we see all the time. Like, we see ads all the time that, you know, it's like, who clicks on those? Like diet pills and things. Like, there is really no brand.
On CNN and stuff, when you scroll below, there's that looks like tan
The belly
bomb, but
fat
like that,
one.
yeah.
Or the refinance ones got really bad. Not a hand
Somebody
for a
must
while.
be clicking and putting the ads up.
You're right. Somebody must be. I mean, some you know, the same somebody that gets the email from the Saudi Arabia prince and wants to like, send them money. I mean, hey, there's all kinds of people in the world, right? Somebody's looking at it. You're right. I mean, it never ceases to amaze me. It's horrible. Like, you forget, like, you know, what you know and who you are, and like in your own little circle. Like, the kinds of questions that happen through customer service and through Facebook for sloggers, and keep in mind most of their demographic is like the flyover streets, like, you know, it's Midwest. Like, I was on Amazon and you listed a size 6 or a size 06. What's the difference? You know, like, I really explain things like we didn't list it. Like, there's other people that sell the product and somebody just entered it in with 0 in front of it, but like really freaked out over this. Like, I need to know, I'm trying to order these shoes right away. What's the difference between 06 and 6? Like, this, you know, this is why we can't overthink or think too much about how we speak, what kind of creative, what we're testing, because different takes, what is it, the expression? Takes different strokes for different folks. Takes all sorts, yeah. There's a lot of, yeah. So yeah, somebody clicks on it. Might not be us in this room. Somebody clicks on that. And some of us now will just start clicking on it to see what happens. Like, maybe you'll pay for it. Like, what is this? Oh, and some of it too. Well, I'll get to that. So I kind of poo-pooed this a little bit. So, like, what's coming? You know, what makes this better? Like, how do we get better in this area? You know, how do we make sure that just because this fashion site shares the same age demographic and geo demographic as someone that might be interested in Salesforce, so it makes sense that a Salesforce ad shows up on a really awesome fashion site? No, you know. So getting away from that, that's really some of the birth and the conversations around, like, you know, we've got to do better in moving towards this native advertising. Is like from that, like, how do we just allow for more like sponsored sort of content. Let's do that more. Let's put some money into like creating agencies where you can do those types of display ad buys. And there's like a couple different ways. It's not just like making the ad itself look like editorial content. It's about like sponsoring content. You see that all the time. Like that's kind of a it's non-disruptive way to get your brand name in front of somebody, but just sponsoring it. Or doing more like clever entertainment type content. So now it's on a site that like houses a lot of fun videos. Like this whole campaign that Chipotle did about like farm and fresh and stuff like it's really, really clever. And it's like it's its own entertainment. Like we're actually using like it's a little show, you know, to help get some of their brand messages out. And so company or publishers that are more interested in like creating a great experience for their visitors and entertaining them. When I say great experience, entertaining them, like keeping them there a little bit longer. Like we're going to allow for some opportunities like this, like put your funny creative like video here, but not like your ad message, right? And then there's just like partnerships in terms of like Intel might design, create some sort of video or piece of content that's like talking about the brand that they're like associated with, or like something that they did together, maybe it's like an event or a stuff. So there's all kinds of things. What we need to know here is these are the players, like these companies right here, especially shared through mid-roll, seeing Stackaway are Pullard a little bit more, but these are the companies that you would go and like seek out. Where are these native advertising spots even available? So what kind of publishers are out there already set up? It's basically like there's a lot of evolution that has to happen in this space, and it has to happen from the publisher side and the ad network side. So these publishers have started to create sites that like we're not going to allow for any of that crappy advertising, right? We're going to have only these opportunities that are sprinkled through our, our beautiful content, and we're going to work with these agencies to kind of put that.
What's the media partnership? What's going on there that's not different?
So creating specific content that matches that brand. So the publisher was Vice. So like Intel maybe talking about like I don't know the story behind this, but Intel might have shot something for Vice, or Intel computers were used in a Vice episode, or something like more of a like mutually beneficial sort of arrangement when both brands are sort of being promoted. But it's very specific.
Their name is just they just paid for that.
Yeah, so content sponsored by Chipotle.
They didn't like that content.
They could have. So there could be opportunities to like kind of participate in whatever editorial piece is going there, or they just say, hey, here's our. Keep in mind, publishers are sort of just like magazines, but there's always an editorial calendar. Like they have to plan their content too, right? So every month, what they're focusing on. So they might have like featured stories that they can say, hey, here's some opportunity to sponsor it. Or they have what is called just like their evergreen content, which is like, it's articles and things that live on the site forever that still like, they don't really expire because it's like helpful information. Like how do you get red wine out of a, polyester blouse, like stuff like that are opportunities to sponsor that. So Clorox could sponsor that, that piece of content. That makes sense?
We're like Project Greenlight, and we're like these sort of, you've seen that show?
Oh yeah, I'm watching it right now.
I mean, it's like, it's on HBO, it's every episode is some executive from HBO.
Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, it really is, like for HBO for sure. HBO is really, I mean, that HBO is getting all their brand. Has anybody seen it? How many people have seen it? So have you met Effie? Marta? Marta knows her. I've met her. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked how she is portrayed. She's super awesome on camera. And it's on camera, like I'm shocked at how much drama. I know. I'm like, wow, I've met this person. She's so sweet. Like, what is going on? So what was the question? Oh, so HBO. HBO, if you watch the show, HBO's brand messages are in every episode. How we support creative talent. How we take risks. How we have great talent. We're willing to. The the winner right now, how, you know, they're willing to invest it. He shoots on film, not digital, because, you know, damn it, they want creative integrity, you know? So, yeah, of course, like, it's definitely, you know, it is a type of native. It's not our digital native, but it definitely is a type of native advertising.
He seems like a jerk.
But,
The Jason, the director, seems like a jerk.
she looks a young kid, like, he's a little nerdy, like, you gotta remember, this kid is like, he's like 20-something, this is his first thing.
I don't know, it looks like he's 30-something.
No,
He seems like kind of a douchebag.
I think he's young, and he's the archetype of a talented person that has integrity in their craft. He is the true archetype. I mean, they had to put this guy on. I don't know. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know if he's arrogant, but
Yeah.
I think that he's not exactly as integrity, he doesn't have as much integrity. He went around everyone,
Yeah.
the way the trade signs.
For the craft, he'll do anything. It's artists. For the love of your craft, he'll do anything. You know, integrity of the craft. Maybe not integrity towards other people, but he definitely has integrity for the craft. I'm sure, and you can bet that when they chose him, outside of him being like one, you know, I guess when he submitted was really good, the content, you know, seems like a really up-and-coming director or whatever, but they totally were zeroing in on how he was going to be on camera, how interesting, and how this kind of reaction he would have, because it makes it more interesting.
Right, well,
They picked that nice guy that's talented. If two were equally talented, and one was nice, and the other one was a little bit like eccentric, they're picking him.
There was drama among a bunch of them, though. They could have picked the one where they woke up.
Oh, yeah.
We could have drama too.
Moving on. Okay, I don't have to spend too much time here. So does everybody understand what native just looks like? It's editorial, you know. It's kind of mixed in the layout. It's not. It really what it is. It's not. It's getting away from special spaces for ads that we as the consumer get rabbit. I'm doing my own publishing tonight. We get banner blindness when we look at it. We know, oh, that's an ad space. Look at that, you know, or look at here. So it's just like cleverly tricking the consumer. It's like, oh, it doesn't look like an ad. I'll read through this. Oh, I might even take in the headline on it. Like it's ad space that doesn't have its own special space. Really, in a way, that's what it is.
Yeah, but it's getting ruined. Some of the clickbait, stupid headlines at the bottom.
It's not getting ruined. It's a step in the right direction, and really the evolution of this is, like I said, the publishing sites have to evolve how, you know, their layout essentially. Mobile phone, like everything sort of has to evolve. Both sides have to continue to sort of like move towards each other. Like it's not one driving the other, they just have to move towards each other and figure out how this is going to work. But it's not getting real. All right, and then so another term that you're going to hear more and more is what's called chromatic buying. And so this is like, so also known as chromatic marketing or programmatic advertising. Encompasses an array of technology that automates the buying, the placement, and the optimization of media inventories, in turn replacing human-based methods. So kind of like you got, what you can do here is like, okay, here's your budget, and you want to be advertising across like different social and display and stuff, and sort of programming in a way that it's moving the money along, and that need kind of human monitoring my retargeting campaign. So getting to a point where it's like, it's actually like, oh, watching what the bids are doing, like it's doing everything for you. And doing it across platforms, like different buys. What do I want to say about this? So this is like super high level algorithms and stuff, to the point, if you look at Rocket Fuel's site, because they're kind of like the leader in this, they'll talk about that they've actually hired rocket scientists to figure out, I'm not kidding you, like that's like their thing, like that's why they named the company. We have rocket scientists that are figuring this stuff out, that program this. Yeah, it's that high level. So, and you're going to pay for it, right? So you're still like, there's still kind of somebody kind of setting it up and picking your campaign objectives and ad objectives. It just makes it easier once you're writing it, like, hey, we move the money, the program is sort of moving the money around for you instead of us turning things on.
So beforehand, then, like, you're setting up like this and that, like, things.
I've never experienced it, so I can't really tell you. I think if you want to get more information on this, like, go to Rocket Fuel's website and watch a couple videos. You know, I would imagine it's kind of like a this or the that, but it's more about performance and then going, like, being able, having like a computer, being able to go, well, that's not performance, so we'll move this money over here, like managing. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Instead of having a human do it. So, like, old way would be like you'd hire an agency and they're managing your Facebook buy and your AdWords buy and all this stuff, and like they're doing all that stuff with you, right? And they're looking in and out, and this is more like putting that all into a machine and moving budget around across like the different buys. Social being included in here in this way. So you'll hear, like, you know, this is kind of another area that you'll hear more and more, like it's kind of buzzy, like you'll hear it more as like, oh, we're now doing programmatic buying, but you know, it's a little weird because you don't know what, like, do you trust that? Like, what's, you know, what's really the system that's doing it? But we'll hear more about this, especially in the next couple of years. Retargeting, you know what retargeting is? Does anybody not know what retargeting is at this point? What's awesome about retargeting is you can do it anywhere. Like, you could do it through any of the social networks. Even LinkedIn has a retargeting program. It's not available through their self-service. You have to go through one of their partners, but eventually it will be. But you can retarget through specific, you know, through using display ads through specific publishers. You can do it really with anything. And because of that, there's agencies that specialize in just that too. You know, if you had a big budget and you wanted to hire companies that do that, these are sort of the players in this space. And one of them, I can't remember which one it is. I think it might be Adroll. Adroll was like more of a traditional display agency, and then they just, like, because of sort of all the evolution that's in the marketplace, they in the last couple of years decided that they would only do remarketing campaigns. They would really focus on this type of advertising as opposed to just broad display. Just kind of reminder, you know, why retargeting. Big fan of retargeting. It's even if you see it and you're annoyed by it, you're like, damn it, I was just on that site. Now they're like stalking me everywhere I go. I open my site and there they are. Like, it's a little weird. Like, we probably see it more because we're conscious to it, you know, thinking about marketing. But again, it's just that creating that impression. Some people don't even see it, but it's still creating the impression. It's still putting that dent and it's moving them further along to the point when they want to buy or take action. It's like, well, what brand's going to stick out? Well, it's the one that was retargeted to you over and over again, you know, to the point it's like you're dreaming about it, right? So it works. It's setting up the impressions, it's familiarity. You'll see an ad only for brands you already touched. You'll see an ad only for brands you recently touched, you know. So recently is the important thing here. So you're just getting people closer and closer, you know, to get that 6 to 7 impressions to they're ready to do something, buy something. Stay top of mind. 98% of visitors to e-commerce sites don't convert on their first visit. We know that. Retargeting customers are about 70% more likely to complete a purchase. Best practice content appropriate to behavior of the network, easy call to action so they can just continue about their business and scroll that by. So, you want anybody? I'm going to explain what this means. Anybody want to take a stab at what I mean by this? This last sentence. What do I mean by that? And particularly, what do I mean by content appropriate to the behavior of the network?
So it's not something that the students they don't have to use in like an obvious way. So like, I don't know, like if you write or something, like I see like self-driven a lot in their emails. If they have it, whatever their article is, the call to action, just do like, so if it's something to do, it will be like, make this, if it's something to do with like, or exercise, side is very specific to the content, so it seems organic.
Right. Yes, so that everything that you said is true. I'm just talking a little bit more about social right here. And so, so let me give you another example. Everything that you said is spot on true, but here's another way to look at this. So Facebook, what are we doing? You know, when we're on Facebook, what are we doing? Like we're on grade, you know, oh, that's interesting. Oh, no, yeah. Oh, like my friend's baby picture. Oh, you know, like we're making really quick decisions. So whatever I put out in terms of ads there, like it has to, like, you're not going to write a novel. You're going to make it really digestible, easy for them to get what the message is. You know, it's clear. It's not. They don't have to strain their eye because it's a horrible picture and it's people in the background. It's like right there, quick. Oh, cool headline. Okay, move on. That's what I mean. Sort of like, so you're not like. This is why we don't. Why you don't see a lot of like 100% marketing speak type ads in social networks. You know, and meaning like. Act now, limited supply offer. Like you don't see that in your feed. You see something more like, oh, have you heard about this? We just launched. Because you like this. Like, you know, you see stuff that's a little bit more like, oh, I'm just getting my information for the day. I'm just scrolling around. That's what I mean. So just being clear about like, hey, what do people do on these networks? Like, so what I just talked about is Facebook. Twitter's a little bit different. People like actually go to like read articles or interact with influencers on Twitter. So they're going to connect or, you know, find something interesting based on the topics that they're interested in. So it's like making sure that, you know, it's just quick and, you know, you research your keywords. And so they're in like the mobile ad that you're doing, or you're calling out people. You might be doing advertising there where you're sponsoring a post or whatever, and you're calling somebody out, an influencer, so they're like seeing you. I did my trick, by the way. Remember I talked about the hack, the Twitter hack about looking up someone, like an influencer that you're going after, go do a Google search, their name, and interview. And so I'm like trying to really, for No Text Next, I want to like get with Elon Gale, who created No Text, or Text from X. He's a really influential person in Hollywood because he's like also like one of the producing team for like Bachelor and stuff. But he's the founder of Text from Your Ex. Have you guys seen this?
Text from your ex.
Text from Your Ex. Like they're like crazy texts that are shared. It's a huge Instagram account. So anyhow, he had an interview on NPR. Wasn't all things to consider. I don't know. I forget what the show is. You can look at it on my Twitter feed right now. But he was on it. I did it. I pulled up the quote. And I listened to an audio, but they actually had a printed one, and I just took what they had. I just copied and pasted it. It's kind of a weird quote, so people are calling it, like, other people saw it. Like, it got good traction because other people were like, dude, there's not like 64 million people. And they were like, kind of like calling out his facts. So both he, the NPR show that it was on, and some other dude that I haven't really bothered to look up who it is, all were in this conversation over that one thing that I put out. I'm like, that worked. That's cool. So the last like four things about 4 tweets that happened just for that one thing. So matching the behavior of the network, people like interact with each other on that network. Okay. All right. So let's talk about display ads for mobile. So there's ad networks that you can buy just ads for mobile, and there should be, because this is where, like, when you're buying from another network and it's weird sizing, it looks like weird, it doesn't look like it belongs on mobile. Obviously, we need to like make sure that it fits here. So there's a whole list of them that you can look up that have been around for a while that just focus on ads for mobile, but everybody's trying to figure this space out. So you see like Google, like AdWords and stuff, they're really evolving to make it more mobile friendly. So at that conference I was just at a couple weeks ago, like some of the things that they're talking about is like, well, they're really talking about search ads right now, where if you do a search from your mobile, like the ad itself will take the full screen of your mobile, like really take your attention. Like, this it's like you don't have that much space in search right now to really have ad space. You're going to see something like this. And even like, and then back to the whole, the tender left-right strike, that's kind of how we're going to experience ads or search ads on mobile. Like you'll search for something, and then the ads will come up, and you'll kind of go back and forth like this. So then there's opportunity from the advertiser side to really create something that you've got like the full size of your phone to do it in, instead of just a couple of pieces in the pocket. So see that. And what else? And then, like, this is the other cool space kind of thing that there's sprinkles of this right now, but you'll see more of this. But, like, what does native look like for mobile? And having some kind of fun with it. Like, so creating, like, I think I talked about this in another lesson, but, like, creating some, like, badging type things that you can only use through your instant messaging, but it's, like, got fun lights figuring on, like little downloadable, like fun little memes and things that like they're branded. You know, it's advertising in front of you, and then you're sharing it. It's like fun stuff. You'll see things, opportunities like that. I don't have Smarty Ad. So Smarty Ad's kind of an interesting company site. I'd look at this and play around because they're talking about direct guaranteed programmatic buys in there, so you can kind of go in and do some searches. How did I put this on the slide? It's very unique in how they it's worth going investigating, and it's kind of unique in terms of like it's sort of the self-serve of programming, and this is why I wanted to see it. That's what so play around with that. And what else? And so the other thing that's going to happen here in mobile is advertising works with the UX. So I've already talked about this, that brands that have thought of novel ways to use online media in their advertising campaigns, like responsive video series or interactive social media campaigns, demonstrating that paying attention to users' wants and needs is essential for creating knowledge advertising. So what does that really mean? So you know, it's basically, it's like, it's kind of saying like, look, based on like what you showed you're interested in, we're going to find ways to create that sort of content and put it out in places that you are in your format. So it's kind of like the evolution of Snapchat being like, hey, you want to get quick stuff like VIP access, back thing, like we see that you're here, like we're going to now serve up some video type content that makes sense to sort of your behavior on the network, but also fits with like what's going on there too. So like little videos and things. And then like I said, the digital stickers, photo editors, OTT. This is another term that sometimes you might come across. OTT is like anything like Skype or WhatsApp that like it's like a free thing. It's a free service, and therefore we use it because we love free stuff. Like at this point, and OTT stands for it's like over the top, like giving you stuff like the ability WhatsApp, like to be able to talk to your friends in a foreign country and not pay for. Pay for the minutes. So those things are getting as those things get developed, and we see more of them, especially in the instant messaging space, there'll be more opportunity to do like fun advertising in these networks, like some buys in these networks that are shareable, kind of like that. But that's where they basically launch in a WhatsApp type of get questions on that. I completely lost you. Oh, this is fun. So this is another little site to bookmark and play around with. So Moat is a site, probably like this if you don't already know about it. It's kind of similar to that one for Facebook, Express one. But this is for all display advertising, so you can put in anybody's brand and see what their display ads look like. So just to get an idea of like what they're doing, but all of their ads would come up, like their like display ads are currently almost like so why? So what? So these are like resources, just sort of like the things that you want to research and know about when you're prepared and ready to do a display ad buy. So most one of them, like I mentioned earlier, you're most likely to stumble on places that you want to do some display advertising through seeking out influencers, listening to what the consumer is saying, like where do they get their information, what links are they sharing the most, what site are they from, does your target demographic share a lot of BuzzFeed links? Like that's that information will put you closer to like, okay, maybe we should be doing some display ads. And then just remember, as like you research this area, always do it by channel and by industry. So something like native ad networks. So like, what are you trying to find, and then by your industry. Native ad networks for the restaurant industry or hospitality. Display ads for industry, retargeting for industry. Do those types of searches, and you'll come up and see like what companies are in the state, in your industry space.
Based on creating those searches?
Yeah, I'm just saying doing Google. So like if you're trying to find, like if you decide you're going to do, Mode is a totally free service, but I'm saying if you start to research because you want to do some display ads, you just do a Google search to see what companies are pulling on. And you know, you get bids from a couple of them. What are they offering? What are you paid for? What level of transparency do you have with them? So we're going to move on to affiliate marketing. You have any questions before we do that?
Is that how you're more likely to get display ads now?
Yeah.
Maybe not do that stuff, but
Yeah.
there's like disruption. This is that I'm comfortable with a lot of videos, like doing this possible solution to that.
Yep.
And then number two is, again, the contextual relevancy thing.
Yep.
I was just wondering what you thought of, particularly with like display ads for the next another 5 years.
Will they have a turn? What was the last part? Will they turn around?
Will they still be around?
Oh, they're not going to go away. They're just going to get better and probably more native. Like you'll like the things that we'll hear more about is just like this programmatic way of buying, more native space, like better looking, and alongside of that, better targeted and more focused on mobile. It won't go away. It's just a space that continues to evolve. But it's interesting. I mean, some of it, like what might happen, what I suspect will happen, is there's going to be a lot of consolidation of all these different companies and ad exchanges. Because I'm telling you right now, there's a massive lawsuit in the mix, and like once that sort of works itself out, that alone will create some change in it. But both sides, like I said, it's like I don't even know what a really good analogy would be for this, because you've got publishers that have to do certain things to evolve the space too. Like they have to work with better UX people and create a site that like allows for more like advertising friendly or more alignment to like the content. Like the publisher or the ad exchange don't drive that. Like they have to make changes there too. So it's like it's evolving because not necessarily the consumer, the ad buyer is demanding it. It's just ridiculous, but it's slow to evolve because of how both sides have to sort of work on this. And then in terms of sort of like the first part of your question, we as digital marketers always have to do stuff for awareness, and we know that we live in like a really noisy, distracted kind of space. So we're going to continue to do them, whether it's like really good or not. Like, whether you can see great results or not. Like my example, my retargeting example, I'm just happy to not having to be paid that much for that, but knowing that it's like part of the like it's creating impressions with people that already went to my site, I'm okay with that. Like, is it driving clicks? No. But is it like creating like brand awareness in somebody's head? Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Are you okay with it? So we choose to keep 10%, or are you just?
I'm okay with it because I'm not spending a lot of money on it. And I know that, and I'm okay with it because I was able to create something connected to in a step that somebody's already took. That step being they've already showed interest in my brand. Now I'm helping remind them that my brand is still above. Then my next step as a digital marketer is like, how do I get them to take more of a next step? Like in my case, like sign up. Like how do I get them to take the pledge? Right? What do I have to do? But I'm not losing anything, and I'm keeping my brand in front of them until I move them further to the step that I want to take. And I'm doing it really inexpensively, so I'm good with that. I don't know if I know. It's like, what is the question? What did you say, struck by lightning? My example is have twins. Yeah, it's like, the likelihood of the twins. But if they see it, it's still, yeah, the likelihood of him having twins. Any other questions? Or we should talk about affiliate marketing? Feel like the kitchen sink lesson, like kind of related topics with that. Or do you guys want to break real quick? CC not okay. Let's break. Break this.